My first day at the E3 Expo was a pretty exciting one overall. Not only was I ready to be at the event, but I was also chomping at the bit to try out the latest Bethesda titles being showcased at their booth. During the Bethesda Press Conference, there was a ton of games announced and shown off for fans' enjoyment. There was a total of 14 titles, and boy are we excited for the future of Bethesda. The titles range from Fallout 76, Doom Eternal, Starfield, The Elder Scrolls 6, Wolfenstein Youngblood, Prey MoonCrasher, ESO Murkmire, The Elder Scrolls Legends for consoles, Fallout Shelter for Switch and PS4, Rage 2, The Elder Scrolls Blades, and a good little chunk of Bethesda VR titles. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a ton of games to be excited for over the next few years. Although it was exciting to see these new games, my main excitement at the booth was for Rage 2 and Elder Scrolls Blades. After the mediocre success of the first Rage, it was a shock to a lot of fans to see Rage 2 is actually coming out. With me being the Bethesda fanboy that I am, I was excited about this announcement and couldn't wait to have my hands on Rage 2. When we lined up to play the game, we were shown a 10-minute video showcasing some of the combat and more context on the story mode. It was officially announced at E3 that Rage 2 will continue the storyline set up by Rage and is set 30 years after the events of the first game. This is something to be excited for due to the fact that Rage left us with a lot of unanswered questions. This has some people worried, but overall I'm excited to see how they can expand the world and make Rage 2 better than its predecessor. After watching the intense trailer, we moved into the next room and got about 15 to 20 minutes of hands-on gameplay. My first playthrough was a bit stale as I learned the controls and somehow broke the game. Once I got a chance to do a second playthrough, I skipped the tutorials and went headfirst into the gameplay. The overall gameplay feels tight, precise, and extremely fast-paced. I would say it kind of feels like Doom and Dishonored had a drug-fueled baby set in the Mad Max universe. My mission was to head to the Eden space station, find a rare artifact, and use it against the Authority. The Eden space station was overrun by a gang called the Goon Squad. These enemies somewhat resembled the bandit clan known as the Scorchers in Rage 1. It's hard not to see the similarities between the Scorchers and the Goon Squad, since both are armed with grenades, baseball bats, and are more prone to using melee attacks. At this point in the demo, we started to take on the Goon Squad with our newly acquired nanotrite abilities. These abilities were a pretty nice addition to the gameplay mechanics. We were given a total of 3 nanotrite abilities ranging from Slam, Shatter, and Dash. Of course, you should understand what the Dash ability is, but the Slam ability is a super jump ending with a fist slam, and the Shatter ability is like a more intense force push. After doing a certain amount of damage to your foes, you're also given the ability to enable a Rage mode. This Rage mode triples your damage on not just weapons, but melee attacks as well. The gameplay had me on the edge of my seat and my heart pumping in overdrive. Even though we were only able to play 15 to 20 minutes of gameplay, I have to say it is some of the most high-octane fun I have had in a first-person shooter since Doom released in 2016. Something else that grabbed me during the gameplay was the music and graphical presence. Yet again, id Software has pushed the first-person genre to new heights. Disagree with me if you must, but the re-release of Doom is one of the best first-person shooters of all time. Yes, we know the gameplay is unbelievable, but one of the things that truly grabbed me emotionally, physically, however you want to say it, was the graphics and the music of that game. This is something that id Software and Avalanche Studios plan to inject directly into Rage's DNA. If id Software and Avalanche Studios impart the aspects of Doom and even Dishonored into this game, the possibilities will be endless. Overall, my hands-on with Rage 2 was a truly fantastic experience. The game left such impressions on Matt Quad C and I that we had to award id Software and Avalanche Studios a Best of Show nomination. After the Rage 2 demo, I rushed to the Elder Scrolls Blades booth to avoid the crazy lines. Most people are usually not this excited for a mobile title, but during the Bethesda Press Conference, it was announced by Todd Howard that the Elder Scrolls Blades will have a true console-quality graphic experience on the mobile platform. Now, this game will eventually be on PS4, Xbox One, PC, and VR, but until then, we can play Elder Scrolls on the go. One of the things that separated this title from other mobile titles is the fact that you can play it in portrait and landscape mode. This is something that a lot of mobile gamers will get excited for, especially if they're an on-the-go gamer. In the Elder Scrolls Blades, You are actually a member of the Blades, an order that we have seen in a multitude of Elder Scrolls titles. After being exiled from the Blades, you decide to head back home only to find that your town has been destroyed. It is now your mission to rebuild your town and customize it to your liking. One of the greatest things about the Elder Scrolls Blades is the fact that you can customize your town, your character, show it off to your friends, and see their towns in customization as well. The gameplay was way smoother than what I expected. It was very easy to pick up without even knowing the control layout. I don't really know if there was much more to do in the demo outside of exploring the level they had set, but I have to say it was nicely laid out and quite a wonderful experience. As I came upon trolls, spiders, and other enemies, the control layout became easier and easier to use. To block, you simply tapped and held the shield symbol, and to attack an enemy, you either tapped the enemy's body part or swiped your finger left or right on the screen. It was very simplistic, but a pretty intuitive way to set up controls for a mobile title of this scale. I can say with full confidence that the controls are going to be easy to use for anyone day one. The demo we played was on an iPhone X, and I also have to say that the graphical power was truly impressive. The fact that we were able to play a game on a mobile device that actually looked better than Skyrim on the last generation consoles was outstanding. Another thing that one of the devs had told me that was mentioned at the Bethesda Press Conference is that you will be able to play this game against other players on all platforms. So when the console and VR version launch later on, you can face off against console players while on your mobile device. I have to say the Elder Scrolls Blades totally blew my mind. The music, the gameplay, and the graphics of this mobile title really felt like an actual console-based game. I can't wait to get my hands on it later this fall. We awarded Bethesda Game Studios with a Best of Show nomination for the Elder Scrolls Blades as well. I had such a great experience checking out these games, going to the Fallout 76 experience, and all the other things that were available at the Bethesda E3 booth. Thank you, Bethesda, for being such an amazing team, and we can't wait to see more on Doom Eternal, Fallout 76, and the other titles that will be featured at QuakeCon 2018. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.